When it comes to anime live action adaptations, I always say that Japanese creators should maintain their creative control when it comes to hiring the actors, the writers, producers, directors, and should only allow Western outlets to license their content because in my opinion, they've just proven themselves to be unequipped and unqualified to be involved at all in the creative process. Maybe with the exception of One Piece being widely accepted by the fans, but even then Oda had oversight it seems over the script and filming, serving as some type of filter from those who would gladly love to butcher it, but in their eyes they would see it as an improvement, like what they claim to be doing with Cowboy Bebop, but we all saw how that turned out. And while I wish that would have been the last victim, sadly it's not, with the latest anime to get a live adaptation is Claymore. Claymore manga getting TV series adaptation by Masaoka, Propagate, and CBS Studios, and already the red flags are popping up like chickenpox from this headline alone, with the first being CBS Studios, but even worse, Masaoka. And for those that don't know, Masaoka co-produced the Netflix disaster that was the Death Note live adaptation.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now the thing is, I don't have anything personal against Masaoka. I loved him in Heroes, at least season 1, but this is what people mean when they say failing upwards. How do you get hired again when you destroy the classic IP that is Death Note? It just doesn't make sense to me, and it just shows the lack of decision making being made when it comes to anime. Now, I love Claymore the anime, but just one slight criticism. The ending felt a little rushed within the last 2 episodes, but still overall a good experience to watch. I love Claire as a main character. I can get behind her motivation turning into a revenge plot, a great solid backstory that's believable. The world of Claymore is fascinating with Yomas too, and how women can only become Claymores, being able to handle that kind of power. Where men, due to our genetic disposition, we just go crazy and insane with our biology getting the best of us. It makes sense, I believe it. But I can already see the obvious ways they would purposefully butcher this anime with one of the 3 go-tos. Either race swap, gender swap, or sexual orientation swap. Now, I don't think they'll go for the race swap, something you can get away with more for side characters, though it's disrespectful regardless in my eyes. But Claire is too much of a known famous character to blatantly do that, and I don't think they'd be so bold enough to do that at least. Now, what's interesting to see is how they'll handle the rest of the cast when Claymores are known to have pale skin, blonde hair, and silver eyes. And the more that these characteristics are prominent, the stronger the Claymores are, showing a healthy hybridization between Yoma and human. And I can see them deeming that as problematic, but whatever, we'll see how they go about it. Second, I don't see them going for the gender swap, of course, because that's usually reserved for male to female characters, not the other way around. But I could definitely see them going for the sexual orientation swap. That's like an obvious no-brainer if you had to guess. Claymores being all women, I'm sure it'll play off that somehow. Though I can't recall that they highlighted any romantic relationships in the anime with the other characters. It's been a while since I've seen the anime, so it's hard to remember, I think. But Clara does have a scene with her companion, the guy she travels with, where she kisses him out of gratitude because he's like the source or the foundation that helped keeps her humanity intact and not going like, full Yoma out here. But I can see them retconning that out for the sake of checking some quota box, but who knows, they could surprise me and actually stick to the story, but that's just too unexpected for today's Hollywood. That's like a no-no for them being faithful to the source material. But I think it's funny how they compare it to The Witcher, saying it could receive a fair adaptation as that did. Now, I'm ignorant when it comes to The Witcher, the books, the video games, etc. But from what I've heard from fans, they did a horrible job with that and did Henry Cavill dirty. Such wasted talent of an actor who's actually passionate about what he works on and doesn't just see it as a paycheck to be earned. Like, this is someone who wants to be faithful and give the fans what they want and understands their deep love for these properties, regardless of journalists trying to bait him into demonizing them.
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
True fan, it seems, and that's someone you want working on set. And it's such a rare occasion where you get someone who not only looks the part, but is just as passionate, if not even more, about playing the part. All the headache and pushback we've heard about him working on set, where he was damn near the only fan trying to produce the best product and just give an accurate portrayal, but as I said, that's just not allowed in today's world of adaptations. Now, me, when it comes to anime, I don't care for live adaptations, mainly Western attempts to do so. It's something I already enjoy on its own. I really don't watch anime with the reaction like, man, I can't wait for them to adapt this into a live action, because anime is something that stands on its own of its own merit. It's a medium that's unique in that way. One of my subscribers made a good point with a comment under my video why I don't watch live anime adaptations, because at best they'll only be as good as the anime, but never exceeding it, which even that is a reach. And I thought that was a very good point. And to me, anime is really all I need when it comes to those stories, the medium as a whole, so yeah. But that's all I had for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Are you a fan of Claymore? Is this something you're looking forward to or think is dead on arrival? Let me know. And if you haven't already, check out the anime. I recommend it. The OST is especially good, really adding to the mood to that show. So, and if you also haven't already, check out my music on Spotify or YouTube. Links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.